Greetings, beautiful souls. This is Bobby coming to you again with another life lesson. Today I want to talk about the view from heaven. I had a dream several years ago that I saw heaven as a child. And the way the dream went, if I can recall it as accurately as possible, I was an adult in this dream, and I was on a train, and there were maybe about a dozen of us that were on this train, and we were told when we were on this train that we were going to see heaven. And it was over, the train would be traveling and going over the top of a mountain, and on the other side was heaven. And I thought, oh my gosh, wow, I get to be somebody who sees heaven. And so in this dream, the 12 of us were so excited, and as we were almost to the top of the mountain in this train, the train turned into like an old time train, like from back in the wild, wild west. And the old seats, and almost like the seats on a school bus, like the old school bus that I used to ride when I was young. And all 12 of us had turned into children. We were all children. And when we got to the top of the mountain and the train crested, on the other side of the mountain was Alaska. It was what I recall seeing when I went to Alaska. And so this is my interpretation of that dream. I believe that the way we all think of heaven is the most beautiful thing we've ever seen. At least in the dream, that was my interpretation. The most beautiful thing that I could ever imagine that I've seen is what heaven looks like. So I believe that all of us have our own idea of heaven, our own version, our own picture of heaven. And I also believe that in the dream, when we turned to children before we got over the top of the mountain, I believe that that means that we must be able to see heaven when we become the innocence of our childhood again. When we see things through the eyes of a child, which is pure and unadulterated and innocent. So I do believe it's the innocence that we need to kind of go back to in order to see that perfection. When we see the perfection in ourselves, we'll see heaven. And when I saw that over the top of that mountain, I realized that heaven is right here. We're living our heaven. If we believe that we're living our heaven right here. So, heaven is where you find it. That's what I think. Heaven is where you find it. So if you have had an experience where you have been able to see a little glimpse of what you consider heaven to be, please share that. Say it out loud. It'll fall on the right ears. Thank you again, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.